where do you sit on the whole vest conversation inside the one? Are you like, I think there's a place for it, or do you think no?
Well, I'm going to go super hard on the GT, right? And simultaneously, I'm going to get a Vesc because you know what? There's been some guys that are pretty good riders, and they're, about 180, 200 pounds, and they're competing with my time because of the power they're on. So you know what? I'm going to join the power club. I'm getting a Vesc. So my time's going
why
to
would you
even shave
not?
off more times. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, literally, like for times and just for the underground circuits and just for anything that it don't matter, dude, I'm going to be vest up, ready to go, beating the other vest guys by 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to go hardcore on the GT just because my main goal is race for the rails. But
Right.
I'll play with I'll play with the guys. I'll play with the Veskies.
The Veskins.
Yeah,
The
I think
Veskins.
I think that's a fun topic, the Vesc. I've enjoyed learning about it. We're about, I say we, it's just me. But we're going to Vesc one of the boards around here.
It's just
it's
me.
a bit of like, I want to be in on the conversation. I want to know,
Yeah.
I don't want to just hear it secondhand. I want to know what it's like. I feel like for me, there's a big learning curve on like, I got to switch on my battery and I'm like, I've never done that before. So it's like, I'm trying to learn what and how to do it and putting together the board I want to have so that if I want that opportunity to race it, I can, but I understand that it eliminates me from being in ORL circuit. But you know what? When you look at a lot of major league sports, like Major League Baseball, you have the American and National, and they have slightly different variations, and then they come together for an overall the championships. American have just slightly different rules than Nationals. The NFL, same with that. You have the National side and American side of the league, and they come together for a big championship. I could see if Vesc really took off and a company got behind the Vesc side of things, I could see where you get in the one wheel racing league took off, where you get the best one wheeler and Vesc, and then you get one big championship together.
Really?
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I could. The girls say no.
I don't know.
One cool thing about the Vesc that I thought was cool recently is the thing that Nico did with the controller. When you're going and you're riding and you're needing to put the nose up really high for a second, and then you need to put it back, the tail back up so you don't tail drag. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. And in the future, 2 years from now, hell, that might be the norm, bombing these trails and having to, fluctuate your clearance nose, during the ride. So, I mean, you just got to stay on board with everything that's going on. I think to totally not go down that route and just put all your eggs in the basket of one wheel would be not the way that I want to do it. I'm still team one wheel. I love one wheel more than a Vesc all day, every day. However, Vesc, I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, I think it's being versatile. I think it's creating it's like working on another group of muscles, though it's not probably changing much of like when I say actual muscle of your body, but your brain and your body knowing what your now board is capable of doing. The controller, oh man, I started on e-boards, electric skateboards, and the thing I hated about those things was the remote. The controller. And I have a hard time with that. I understand the nose drag deal or tail drag. I get it. But boy, I don't really want to carry around a remote.
No, it is kind of lame to carry in a remote. However, I just think with like how the level of riders will evolve. We'll probably have shocks. We'll probably have higher PSI. We'll be going faster on these trails, and maybe that's going to require us to be so super low, and we're going to maybe have to have the remote just when we're going up and down.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. There's people can test these things now. I think for me, the draw to Vesc is really fine tuning the board to my likes, like we were talking about before. I know that One Wheel has alluded to that there is a profile setting for custom setting in the app that they're not releasing at the moment just because of all of what's happening in their world. They're like, why would we add another thing where people can just sit there and complain more to us or about us? So they've just holding it, which is a bummer for, again, it'd be great to have it. customize our boards. I do think if they release it and it's a bit like the XR, where you can customize like 3 or 4 things, and that's not what we're after. We want customization like through the Vesc, where you can really get in that thing and go, nope, I want my board to feel like this. That would be awesome.
Yeah, because Highline, man, there's so much more power there that it's not utilizing. So, yeah, I would love to be able to custom shape.
Yeah, I love flow on the GT, but when you go into flow, you're not getting near the power that you would at Apex. But you go to Apex, and now it's real stiff or Highline. It feels more rigid, and it's like, no, I like the flow feel. That's more my vibe. But I miss the torque. I miss you just are missing some of that power that's in there, and so. I made a mistake at Windman. Austin told me, he goes, "You're riding flow? That's so much slower." And I was like, "It is?" He's like, "Yeah, you need to go to Highline or something." And so I switched to Highline, and then I ride through the trails, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I felt like I was a noob all over again. It was so much more rigid than flow. I wasn't used to the board just like falling into, not flowing in and out of the turns. But it would be great if you could still have the vibe of flow with the power. It'd be great. But it's just not available. Not available. Okay, so let's, it's your Pro Vesc. Now, how about this float wheel that comes out in February? Where do you land on that?
So soon. For your birthday.
Well, with float wheel, I'll say this little story. Like, I was totally Team XR. I was a GT hater. And so right now I'm kind of a float wheel hater. Like, it's like, yeah, it's not going to be the same quality of build as the one wheel. And so the GT, made me a believer. Maybe the float wheel will do that. Right now, I have never rode their DIY pint looking float wheel that they dropped. I saw Billy Shredder said it ripped or whatever. But I don't know anyone else that got one, so it can't rip that hard.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wait to see. I'm gonna get one, but I'm excited about it. I mean, it's got a lot of power. We'll see. Right at this moment, I'm thinking it's not gonna be that great of quality.
Yeah, I feel like I'm hanging in there to see where people land. It's a bit like the Vesc. A year ago, I was very interested in Vesc, but as I read into it more and saw people that had it, there was a lot of complications in it, and I was just like, I'm gonna hold off. I'm very satisfied with what's going on. I'll let some people figure out the stuff, and then when where it's a little bit more of easier or more compliant of a thing, I'm in. And I feel like with the float wheel, I'm going to let some other people sort it out, and learn from them. And then if it sticks around, maybe. But I'm a bit with you. I feel like my beef with them, and I don't know anybody there, and I've said this repeatedly, is that they are bashing Onewheel to build on their product. So simply, they're just trying to grab people that hate Onewheel to buy their product, instead of, we've made a quality product we're really proud of, and we won't mention anything or anyone that it looks like. It's just we've made a product. Instead, our footpad's better than Onewheel. We have more power than the Onewheel. It's like, all you're telling me is you hate Onewheel, and if I hate them, I should buy your thing.
Yeah, so, their video was not that impressive to me either. It looked like some guy with a motorcycle helmet that was too heavy for him trying to ride around, and they didn't even ride on some gnarly stuff. They rode on a beach and some park sand, So yes. I wasn't that impressed. So I don't even know if I don't even know if the thing rips.
Yep, I think again, as I watched that, as well as you're watching, I watched it and was like, oh man, the production of video quality isn't as good as I would have liked it. And also, you see, it's definitely a prototype board, because you had the rails look like they had borrowed rails from somebody that's created it. They had what looked like an enduro tire on it at one point. They look like that. It looked cobbled together a little bit more than I would have liked. Again, I don't know them personally.
Kind of janky.
No,
oh, shots fired.
Yeah, that would be my wife saying that. I stand by everything she says. I just won't say that.
So, but I'd like to give name. He's What's the float guy's name? He's on YouTube pretty heavy, and he's on the groups talking with everyone.
The float wheel guy.
Yeah, what's his name? The main dude.
I don't know.
Shout out that guy though. I mean, at least he's brought something new to the table. I'm looking forward to checking it out. So
yeah, I do think. Again, I'm no like engineer to the whole thing, but I do think you and I could build the inside of what's the inside of that board, because I think understand it's Vesc on the inside. He's put a bigger battery in it. So there are some of those things that we could create it ourselves. Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure. Subscribe to the YouTube channel right here for your latest One Wheel content. We try to get some of the most creative people and influencers in on this podcast for the community, so you get to know them and hang out with them. We love doing this. If you subscribe, you get reviews throughout the week, made videos that are doing like more than just showing you a product. We go put them to use, test them out, see what they're like. So stay tuned for that. If you want to go watch some videos that are just straight entertainment from our races and stuff, we drop those on Sundays, so you'll love those.